And so in your opinion, the increase of the corporate tax rate up to 28% will not cause any significant competitive disadvantage for the United States for corporate expansion?
Well, I think it would be important to make sure that it's done in the context of a global agreement.
I want to stay within my time, and I need to ask Secretary Yellen a question. Secretary Yellen, the Biden administration's plan, and it is your plan, to require the IMF to issue $1 trillion of these SDRs, new SDRs, is going to cost the American taxpayer about $180 billion. Now, your reason for doing that is a good reason. You say you want to help poor countries. But you and I both know that only about 10% of that money is going to go to poor countries. It's not going to help poor countries. It's going to help if they cash in their SDRs. It's going to help China. It's going to help Russia. It's going to help Venezuela. And besides that, under your plan, you're intentionally splitting the plan into two tranches of $500 billion each to avoid having to come before Congress. And I don't understand why it is efficient to charge the American taxpayer $180 billion, all of which we have to borrow, and you say you're doing it to help poor countries, and only 10% is going to poor countries, and even more is going to Russia and to China.
I'm sorry, it's not going to cost the taxpayer $180 billion.
Sure it is. You're going to have to borrow the money. You don't have the money sitting in a checking account.
That's the IMF.
They're going to redeem those SDRs, not just the poor countries, but China.
There are many countries that can provide hard currencies in return for SDRs, including the United States. If the United States does agree to provide SDRs, it will have to issue treasury bills or debt to do it, but it will also...
I rest my case.
I'm sorry, but it will also earn interest on any amounts that it converts on behalf of other countries, and it will be essentially a wash.
But the money will never be paid back.
And it will pay. There is no money to be paid back. It doesn't matter. The interest that we earn on any excess SDR holdings offsets the cost of issuing treasuries, and it's essentially a wash. And it is not costly.
I disagree with you, Madam Secretary. I think no disrespect, but I think you're wrong. I think we're going to have to borrow all $180 billion of this.
I don't know where you got a number like that from.
Well, when China comes to redeem its SDRs and says we want dollars, where do you think we're going to get the money? We're going to borrow it. I've gone over. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, but this is an important issue. I'll call you, Madam Secretary.
Okay, I'd be glad to talk about it.
Welcome back to Crash and Edy. It is April 9th, and we got a good show for you today. Yeah, she was talking about, actually, they didn't bring up the $1.6 billion that we just sent over to the IMF. Actually, not 1.6, 650 billion. My bad. Mm-hmm. So we got that going on. The money printing continues. More debt, more debt, more debt. Crash, what's going on?
Hey, Edy, long time no see.
Yes, indeed. We missed you. We missed me, too. We haven't done a show for a little bit here, huh?
Yeah, well, we needed a little R&R, I think.
Yeah, right. This bull market is stressful.
Oh, the end of the quarter and beginning of the first quarter, it's just crazy.
Yeah. So
yeah. So I just wanted to just remind everybody we are not financial advisors, and this is not financial advice. You should do your own research on anything you might hear here or you've come across yourself that you think you might want to purchase or sell, that needs to be your decision. So with that, what do we got in the news?
Well, let's look at the markets a little bit here. We got Bitcoin hovering around, pushing on 60 still, 58.4. XRP, since we last chatted, has doubled, folks. We're at $1.06. So that's been on a tear.
You're at $1.06. What you looking at? Coin market cap? Or,
yeah, this is coin market cap. Yep. Total market cap's just under 2 trillion. 1.987, at least on this one.
I got 2 trillion 21.
And what are you on? Live market?
Live Coin Watch, yeah.
Live Coin Watch, yeah.
Yeah, so I only need another 800 or 980 trillion to meet my goal for May 1st of 3 trillion for the market.
You hit your 2 trillion, man.
I hit the 2, but I need to hit 3 by the end of April.
2's got to be, it's interesting. On Coin Market Cap, it barely hit 2 like a couple days ago, and it just doesn't get there. It's weird. You know, and you go to, we got to sync up these indexes at some point, these different market.
Yeah, the numbers are completely different.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Some of them don't. There's some of these exchanges, they only count the market value of the things that they have on them, the coins that they have on them.
Right.
And so
I still don't get Coin Paprika. They still to this day have USDC at like a 2 billion market cap. I don't get how they can even do it. But
yeah.
The stable coins, USDC's up to 10.8 trillion. Tether is 43.7 billion. Did I say trillion? Billion. Trillion, billion. What's the difference, really, at this point?
All right.
Anyways, other notables. We got VeChain at almost 13 cents. I know it got over 13. Crypto.com is about 21. What else are you seeing out there, Crash?
Yeah, that's that it took a real dive. Now it's coming back again. It was kind of crazy. There was something that went on. I forget. They had some kind of issue, but VeChain is crazy. Filecoin.
Basic Attention Token is on a tear today. It's $1.56, up 21%, 30% in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's just we're coming into altcoin season where these altcoins that you don't even really pay attention to, all of a sudden are going to jump 50%.
Right.
It's just it's going to be crazy.
And then after the first of the year, total meltdown and crash like 4 years ago, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that the whole cryptocurrency market is maturing, and I think the volatility. I saw some research showing that the volatility is reducing slowly but surely.
Yeah, I agree. It's boy, some of these very experienced crypto traders are just like hardcore. You got to follow this 4-year cycle. That's not really how markets work. As they mature and as an asset class matures and as utility comes in, I mean, there's no way that you're getting into utility and DeFi and all this stuff and then everything's just going to take a dump. That doesn't make sense.
No.
And there is no utility.
They're still going to have enormous value, and they're in use case scenarios that are going to keep them up. And I mean, then you got Bitcoin and Ethereum,
right.
I'm totally bullish. I can't see any real indicators of any serious downturns anytime soon.
Yeah, it's
even if there's regulatory issues, I still don't think it's gonna. We're not going to see a 60%, 70%, 80% drop in the crypto market. I just don't think it's possible.
And with on the regulatory side, it's like with this XRP case, they are just starting to show absolute corruption in the SEC. I mean, the longer this goes on, the more corrupt they show. And it's like, what is going on here? Even the judge is kind of questioning things now. So
It's like the House of Cards.
it kind of is. And good for them. I mean, at what point is the government going to be held accountable for what they do? You know? Great. You're a regular. Does that mean you're a regular? Does that mean you get to be corrupt?
I'm
So,
not going there.
yeah, let's not get too far down that rabbit hole. But anyways, anywho, good stuff, Crash. Look at that. We're out a little bit, and the market just explodes.
Yep.
So, and it's there's I think we're just getting going here. So Bitcoin's kind of just hovering around 60, but man,
I love it. I love it. That's perfect.
Yeah.
All the rolling averages are all creeping up every day, getting higher and higher, creating new bottoms for corrections that are higher and higher.
Right.
It's all good.
And they came
Very
out
healthy.
now. The CME, I think, just came out with Bitcoin futures minis. So I think they're like a tenth of a.
Yeah, I saw that fractional.
Yeah. So
Bitcoin. Yeah, because they were like, because each futures was at least 5 Bitcoin, which was hundreds of thousands of dollars.
yeah. So
And by fractionalizing it, it's going to make it a lot easier for smaller players to get into the futures market.
yep. I don't. I hate the futures because it's designed to manipulate an asset because they all settle in cash. So you don't have to own a lick of Bitcoin to completely manipulate that market. But it's not Bitcoin, so it's part of the maturation of the space. So we got to have it. But it'll be interesting to see that continue to pan out. So today we got the Enjin token.
Yeah.
So I understand.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a kind of an interesting one. This is my pick, and I'm a little bit, there's some coins that I probably would have picked before this one, but we're gonna knock it down, people, for the fans out there, right?
Eddie, I found it kind of intriguing once I started looking into it, and I really like the adaptation that they've shown over the years, because they've really, they started back in 2009.
Okay.
But they didn't get into blockchain until I think, like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
Maybe even, I forget. But they, and now they're adapting to this NFT craze, and it's going to be, they're going to be a player.
Yeah, I think they are. And that's kind of why I looked at it. I was like, we've been looking at NFTs quite a bit. So it's at 44 right now. Oh, it's up to 357. It's on a tear, man. 43.88. Wait, check that. We wanted to do this one. Absolutely. No, I mean, I agree. That's why I kind of looked at it. It's hot. I followed it back then, but it was such a dog, and I'm just like, what do these guys do? And I didn't really get into it.
Yeah. I owned it for a little while, about a year, 2 years ago. I owned it probably for a year, and because I liked it because it was involved with their I knew a lot of the kids were playing this Fortnite, which was using the Enjin token.
Oh, do they? Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's really where they got a boost.
Okay.
But I don't know what you're showing on your chart. I'm showing them at $3.70 right now with an all-time high of 414.
I have 355 on CoinMarketCap. But there's gonna be some, with a high of 4 they have. So
414 they got here.
Yeah. All your prices are inflated over there, I'm noticing.
Yeah.
But
maybe we should just be on the same one.
I think we should arbitrage, buy on CoinMarketCap.
Maybe every show we should just use a different exchange and look and just be on a different exchange, looking at how they're set up and operated, and we can comment on that as well.
I use CoinMarketCap just because I know they've had their issues, but I feel like they're the most accepted crypto. It's not an exchange, just crypto.
Either is Live Coin Watch. It's not an exchange. It's just a market data.
Yeah, it's just market data.
But the thing is, I don't like about CoinMarketCap is they got purchased by
Binance. Yeah. You still there?
Yeah, it's kind of like the one who can't be mentioned.
Oh. Yeah, well, they pretty much, they're one of the huge players, but what are you going to do,
Yeah, I don't know. They scare me, especially when I saw that inflation or that one chart with all the exchange coin charts.
Yeah. I didn't.
Dominated it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Just
was that exchange coins? We'll have to look at that. We'll get into that. Crash has got a new...
Or maybe it's just the large caps.
Yeah, Crash has got a new chart service that we're going to be digging into today, people, real quick if we have time. All right, so let's stick to Enjin. Let's knock this sucker down. So what I liked about this one is I think they only have 1 billion tokens out there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 1 billion max and 1 billion in supply.
Yeah. And they're almost all out there. So they got 834 million out there. So there's going to be a little more dilution, but not much really at all.
Yeah, they are an ERC20 token. However, they operate the ERC 1155 tokens.
Yeah, and I didn't know they actually created that. Like they were in creating that cool. specific token. So that's kind of and that's kind of an NFT focused token, right?
Yes,
I believe.
Yeah, and they're based in Singapore, but did you happen to come across if they had other major offices around the world, or are they primarily just in Singapore?
No, I think they do have offices around, but yeah. Let's take a quick... So their website is Enjin.io. Let's take a quick peek here. Yeah. Trusted by millions. It's it's definitely one of the top, if not the top, gaming tokens. And gaming, like you were saying the other day, gaming and NFTs, they really go hand in hand,
Yeah, that, what is it called? The affinity part of their platform. That's on Polkadot.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, if you scroll down, you'll see a big thing on Infinity. Yeah, it's under where it says next generation blockchains for NFTs.
I don't know.
I'm on the home page.
Okay, I'm looking at the leadership team.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Which don't know any of these guys, but they're deep. They're around. This thing is very well established, so there's a reason they're one of the top tokens. It's there's a lot of jostling going around too in the top 100. It's so different from 4 years ago too. It's much more competitive, and they're really looking at what are these guys actually doing. The markets are determining that. So, but you were saying about what were you saying?
The Affinity on the phone right there. See where it says introducing Affinity at the top?
Affinity, next generation blockchain for NFTs. Okay.
Yeah, so that runs on the Polkadot blockchain.
Okay.
And it's their way of scaling and these non-fungible tokens.
Right. Take down the white paper real quick while we're doing this, eh? We're not going to put you through a white paper, people.
Can I read it to you?
Sure. Why not?
It'll put you to sleep.
Right. So that's the kind of their website, Enjin.io. Check it out if you want to really dig into it. You should always do that when you're checking out these different tokens. Yeah, so
Their prices just exploded this year. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
And
it's 52-week
in
high low,
January,
8 cents to $4.
yeah.
So it is. So let me just get into this a little bit to give these guys an overview of this. Enjin Coin is a project of Enjin, a company that provides an ecosystem of interconnected blockchain-based gaming products. Enjin's flagship offering is the Enjin Network, a social gaming platform through which users create websites and clans, chat, and host virtual item stores. Enjin allows game developers to tokenize in-game items on the Ethereum blockchain. It uses Enjin Coin, an ERC20 token, to back the digital assets issued using its platform, meaning that items can be bought, sold, and traded with the real world value. So,
Yeah, one of the problems with gaming before was that you'd have an account and you'd earn all these tokens or swords or suits or all these extra powers and stuff. And then all of a sudden something happens to your account and it gets deleted and you lose all that stuff. Where now that they're using non-fungible tokens, you own those and they stay with you, and you can never lose them by an account getting deleted or anything like that. And you can buy them and sell them.
It's an asset that you can buy or sell. Yep. OpenSea is a big platform for that. We looked at that a few shows back.
Mm-hmm.
And then one other thing, it says Enjin's co-founder Wojtek Radomski wrote the code for one of the first ever non-fungible tokens and is also the co-author of the ERC 1155 Ethereum token standard. So that's how they got into that. Yeah. This one is a direct competitor with Gala too. Gala Gaming. Those are really like the two, biggest like blockchain gaming companies that I've seen. I mean, I can't really even tell you any other ones. I'm sure they're out there, obviously, but now Gala's got like 50 billion tokens, so a lot different tokenomics and stuff, and it's a little bit different, but pretty similar. It's kind of. I wonder if these guys are going to hook up with Flare at all or some other. Because they're still, or are they paying like large fees with Ethereum? Like if you.
No, they with the ERC 1155, they've found a way of basically having no gas.
Okay.
No gas fees.
So they've solved that. Okay.
They basically, that's one of the biggest things that made their price go crazy, is that they kind of solved the gas problem.
Yeah. That's what's happening now. People are, VeChain, everyone was so worried because they lowered their gas fee for where with them you use the VThor token, and they lowered it by 99%, and everyone thought it was going to take a big dive because of that, and it did the opposite. It's it makes things scalable. These companies, developers, they don't want to pay so much money to get something done,
Right.
It's just not reasonable. So that's that's interesting. They found that solution. So that's why their token's just taken off this year. Interesting. So they're on a ton of exchanges, right?
Now, what was Gala? What blockchain is Gala on?
They're on the Ethereum blockchain, but they're moving off of it.
Oh, they're moving over to Cardano, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say they're on their blockchain. They have their own blockchain, but they're an ERC20 token.
Oh,
And
okay.
no, they're integrating Flare and
Oh, that's right.
a
Yeah.
couple other players to solve the gas fee. They have not solved it. They're because it's not a it's not an ERC20 token. It's not an ERC 1155 either. I think it must be an ERC20 still. But
Is this for Gala?
yeah. Yeah, so it's these companies are all on different levels of development and stuff. I mean, that's one of the big differences. This one's been around. They're just deeper. They've been around for quite a while, whereas Gala has only been out. That token has only been out there for like less than 6 months.
Yeah.
And they have more the Facebook management. Their founder was a co-founder of Zynga. So, and these guys have, different, deeper. I don't know. They've just been at it for quite a bit, and they've kind of pivoted into this. So this token's gonna be pretty valuable.
Yeah, Enjin is. Gala is too, I think, once they actually get on some other exchanges other than BitTrue.
Yeah, they got to do that, and they're not about that at all, man. I mean, I can tell their CEO is very cognizant of the regulation issues. He's just like, we're not worried about the token at all. But now the Enjin. Do they have nodes? Since they must have nodes.
Yeah, I read some stuff about nodes. I didn't
Can
take
you
any
stand
notes
up
on
a
it.
node? I'm wondering.
I think they're getting rid of the nodes.
Are they?
I think they're moving to proof of stake or something. But they have a big push with their NFTs into the real estate market even. Enjin does, and I think that's actually probably the most exciting thing I see about Enjin right now.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, they did mention that. Yeah, that's huge. That's absolutely huge. There is so much potential with so many of these coins, man. It's mind-boggling. And it's just
it would be so challenging to be a CEO or in charge of development for one of these companies, because where do you go? I mean, every day there's so many opportunities. Which direction do you put your energy?
Yeah, it is really yeah. But on the plus side, these guys are so well funded, and they all have like zero debt. That's what's interesting about these. I mean, the whole financial structure of these is different, and it truly is a new asset class, because you really cannot compare it to any other type of asset. You just can't. So anyways, I wanted to see if they had anything on did you see anything in here about the real estate stuff?
I read it. Where did I read it? I was reading it in my new site information, I think.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good information in there.
Yeah, you guys, this is what we're doing. This is an introduction only, and you got to deep dive this stuff. If you're interested in this one, the problem I have, you guys, is wake up. You cannot sit around and not learn about this. So take it upon yourself. We're going to introduce you to these tokens, and these are, when we're bringing one up, it's for a reason. There's a sense of urgency. So, we're not just throwing out random tokens. Hey, let's look at this one. These things are moving. They're moving fast, and they're moving hard. So, but you got to take to the next level and look at these and say, okay, this is something I'm interested in, and make a move on it. Or just sit and watch it grow and keep doing what you're doing. That's your choice, right, Crash?
And that's not you're probably going to do very well doing that as well. I mean, I think a buy and hold pattern in this type of a market is going to be extremely fruitful.
Yeah, with this, when you, and again, getting back to the fundamentals, it's a new asset class. So, yeah, I mean, you just have to have some exposure to it. I still remain shocked at the amount of people that just don't have a clue about anything having to do with cryptocurrency. It's just,
Right.
it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. And I feel like a lot of the YouTubers out there, do you see this crash, or is it just me, where a lot of them are like, they're out, I feel like they're out making money now, and they're doing a lot less, content because
There's a lot of the bigger ones, it's like a recording of the other guys. It's like they all look at the same most popular news site and just regurgitate it.
I see a lot of that too. Yeah. That's something we don't want to be, right?
No.
All right. So what else on Enjin, Crash? You got anything else on this sucker? It's on a ton of exchanges. It's it's one of the top gaming, and like you said, they have just a lot going on. You get into real estate, NFTs. They're all about NFTs, so it's exposure to the NFT space. Yeah,
and that's what I was just kind of looking for. The affinity part of this Enjin platform and Enjin group is something that I'm going to be doing a bigger dive into. The Affinity Network, they actually have their own token. It's called EFI, but I don't think it's available yet. It doesn't show up on any of the exchanges or. Maybe EFI, Edward Frank Indigo.
It must be an up and comer, huh? Let's see. This CoinMarketCap has an ICO calendar too. Do not see anything. Yeah, I mean, it's just the amount of stuff we're gonna spin, and that would be like a spin-off in your traditional world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And probably all the Enjin holders will get a bunch of EFI.
Oh yeah,
it's just unreal what is going on.
I might just buy some.
I mean,
I don't know. They've spiked so high. I'm absolutely going to let it correct before I even consider purchasing any of them.
Well, good luck with that, man. See what it corrects to. I was thinking that at 222. I was thinking about opening up a wallet, and look at it now. It's over 3.
Oh, you and your wallets. Oh, they have a wallet?
I heard they got a killer wallet.
I gotta go open that. It's a really nice Velcro wallet.
Oh, remember the Velcros? That was all the. Oh, hey,
yeah, they were all made in Singapore.
Yeah. All right. So that's Enjin Coin. Give us any comments or thoughts about it. Questions. Keep the comments coming too, people. Wow, you guys have been active. So. Keep that coming as you like and subscribe or dislike, and tell us what you had for dinner last night.
Yes, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell button, and all, so you know when we put out our podcasts and you can get the most relevant information. Tomorrow's news today.
Right. So, what else do we got? Oh, let's hear a quick. Let's do a quick. Video on this. 1 second. Here we go. One moment. Have a listen.
Now, per Enjin.io, so this is Enjin's website, the platform is trusted by millions, evidenced by 1.5 million wallet installs, 2.1 billion in created assets, and 40.9 million in marketplace volume for the ENJ Coin. So, some recent news from the ENJ newsroom, the Enjin newsroom, that may explain the recent run-up in price. So I'm not going to cite every article, but here's some of the important ones. So November 16th, 2020, Microsoft veteran Alex Solomon joins Enjin to do enterprise expansion. So that's a big announcement. December 10th and 21st, reference partnerships with Atari. January 19th, Enjin is approved as the first gaming token in Japan. Wow, talk about a massive gaming country. February 2nd, Enjin and Labs Group to democratize real estate industry with NFT property titles. So it's not just gaming after all. That's a really interesting one. Microsoft and Enjin on February 11th launched Minecraft NFTs to celebrate the International Day of Women and Girls in Science. Another big story. And then probably the biggest one yet, March 3rd of 2021, Enjin is launching 2 scaling solutions to remove gas and support NFTs from any blockchain. So they saw the problem with Ethereum and they came up with a solution. Pretty awesome.
So that's Enjin. Yeah, any questions or comments, drop them below and let us know what you think of it or if you have further knowledge on it.
Yeah, it's really cool how they have a partnership with Atari. And, again, he mentioned the real estate part of their NFT business, which shoot, when you start tokenizing real estate, you're talking hundreds of billions of dollars in real estate.
Trillions, really, global.
Or trillions, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's
asset classes in the world.
It's unreal. You see, this is why institutions are pouring in. Another reason I don't think we're going to get this cyclical 4-year up and down cycle that has been like clockwork for the last 3 Bitcoin halvings. I think that's history. There's just too much going on. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. So that's that. Here's a quick piece on...
Just from Jamie Dimon?
This is actually, real quick before that, here's just a quick commercial to show you what is going on with the acceptance of our space. Mainstream adoption, people.
Yes, you're too busy to watch this ad. Just like you were too busy to invest in Bitcoin or Ethereum. Oh, who's a Gucci boo-boo? Who's a Gucci boo-boo? You're a Gucci boo-boo. You think trading crypto is hard? How hard is it to open eToro, pick a coin, and hit trade? Now, maybe you're thinking, but I'm just a food blogger. I can't do this trading stuff on my own. Well, I got news for you, pal. With eToro's social trading, you don't have to. This is called a news feed. It's like your social media feed if your social media feed had things that mattered. And if you got any questions, just ask. Observe. Can I pay my babysitter with Bitcoin? But sir, my brain can't handle more than 140 characters. Is there some way you could make things even easier for me? Why, yes, I can. With CopyTrader. Just find a top investor on eToro. How about someone with piercing blue eyes and a voice so husky you could pull a sled and hit copy? Yeah. From now on, whenever they make a trade, you make the same trade automatically. Neato! I just made a trade automatically! I'm so proud of you, bestie. So join eToro and start trading the world's top markets. I got a plane to catch. Got it. eToro.
So that's your mainstream adoption, people. It's here.
Very interesting. I'm so glad you played that, Eddie. That was really cool.
We're gonna start seeing more and more of this, man. So, okay, yeah, and then we have, this is a Jamie Dimon here, real quick. This article. Okay, so this is just an article. J.P. Morgan was, their CEO's Jamie Dimon. He says fintech is an enormous competitive threat to banks. And when they say fintech, they mean crypto, because fintech doesn't really happen without crypto nowadays, right?
You know what they're doing? They're preparing the employees at all the banks for layoffs.
Yeah. Yes, and we have a little affiliation with U.S. Bank, which is one of the top 5. And I am just stunned at their lack of a footprint now of actual buildings. I mean, they've just shrunk it down to practically nothing.
Yeah.
And then you go in, and it's like, well, what are you doing in here, sir? You really just go use the Go use
Yeah,
your
go use the
phone.
ATM. Yeah.
Yeah, the phone or the ATM. I'm like, you're putting yourself out of a job, right? But anyways, so yeah, you were saying let's listen to this real short clip here. Yeah. If we can.
Type 2 diabetes can lead to kidney disease. We're hoping scientific advancements lead to new answers. See what's on the horizon.
We've got some breaking news right now. JP Morgan Chase's CEO and Chairman Jamie Dimon's annual letter is out literally just moments ago. In the 66-page letter, Dimon is very optimistic, I should say, about the U.S. economy, at least for the next several years. Here's what he's saying. He's saying this boom could easily run into 2023 because of all of the spending that could extend well into 2023. He then goes on to talk about stocks. He says, while equity valuations are quite high by almost all measures except interest rates, historically...
Oh, you're kidding me. Sorry.
A multi-year booming economy could justify their current price.
Yeah, because our economy
also goes on to say that QE and deficit spending response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Oh, crap. Too many tabs open, people. Close some of these bad boys out.
Of a completely different magnitude and without some of the offsetting drags that trailed the Great Recession, as he tried to make a differentiation between what's happened now during COVID and what happened back in
You know what COVID stands for, right?
2008. Dimon said he sees some froth and speculation in parts of the
We got some breaks in the action. What does it stand
market,
for?
but he didn't specify exactly where. However, he did say conversely, this
Certificate of Vaccine ID.
Oh!
scenario, it's hard to justify the price of U.S. debt. Most people consider the 10-year bond.
You can't say that, Crash. You know that.
Is the key reference point for U.S. debt. Of course, we show it to you every morning on the screen. He says this is because of two factors.
The huge supply of debt. Oh, yeah.
Killing me.
That
Let's
needs
move
to
to
be
the end
absorbed.
where he's talking about the DeFi.
Yeah.
First, the huge supply of debt that needs to be absorbed, and second, the not unreasonable possibility.
Oh, I want to hear this last. The not unreasonable possibility of
that an increase in inflation will not be just temporary. So,
no, there's
Don't
not
go anywhere, folks. Don't go anywhere. Be patient.
There's not gonna. This is one of our technical
two sides of a
difficulties.
coin there. A Dimon noting extensive competition from Silicon Valley as well. This was
Yeah, close that.
I'm closing one more tab. That's all I can do, people.
actually the most stark thing. I actually read it in the report. He effectively says that Silicon Valley
Silicon
coming to
Valley
eat the
is
lunch
killing the
of Wall
banks.
Street, and then talks about the regulatory impact of that. He says banks already compete against a large and powerful shadow banking system, and they're facing extensive competition from Silicon Valley.
Oh, come on.
Both in the form of fintechs and big tech companies, Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, and now Walmart. He adds Walmart in there for good measure. That is here to stay, he says, as the
Jeez, man. Can we torture
importance of
our
cloud
audience
AI and digital
anymore?
I don't
platforms
know.
grow.
I
This
think
competition will
they're all
become
gone by now.
We're done, people. Don't wait. Come on back. We're done.
We're done. We're going on. Moving on to the next thing.
All right.
moving on
Hold on one second.
Did you get paid much?
Oh yeah. So Yeah, that's that. I just think it's interesting. They're setting the stage for crypto / DeFi. DeFi is the new bond market. It's obviously going to gobble up bonds and give people yield. I mean, clearly the yields that you're seeing in DeFi, and we'll get into that more down the road. But
Yeah, I got a friend he's making 30% on his Crow coin or something like that, or VET or something. It's unbelievable.
yeah, and some of this stuff I question because.
Well, I know when you got high rates like that, there's got to be also high risk.
Well, and what are you making? You're making your 30% in that token, and part of this is they want to get the token out there. So there's, you got to be careful, but as far as the technology goes and the access that the everyday person has, if they just care to learn about it, it's remarkable. It's just remarkable that what you can do. And it's just starting. I mean, DeFi, I want to say there's like 46 billion as of a couple weeks ago in DeFi. That's it. Compare that to the bond market, which is hundreds of trillions. I mean, we're just opening the door a crack right now. So amazing times, people. All right, Crash. So that's Mr. Diamond spinning things. Remember, he's the one that was going to fire anyone that traded Bitcoin in his company and then disclosed about 6 months later that actually they've been mining it for a couple of years. So other than that.
Yeah.
So
I would really believe anything that he says in his letter, really.
Right.
I mean, I think he's just, he's just using his letter to plant the seed with the millions of employees of J.P. Morgan Chase that, oh yeah, I kind of saw this coming.
They're gonna say
as
long as the government wants them in control, they're gonna be in control. So we continue to give them, the central banks have the leverage. So, and they basically are a huge part of the central banks. So. Anyways, so let's hit these charts real quick, Crash. What do we got cooking here?
All right, hold on. Which one do you gonna pull up first here?
The first one we have the large cap 2020 return on investment, comparing the price performance of large cap assets year to date. So, Crash, you're going to explain this sucker to us, and we got a nice resource that we'll use going down the road. What do you got?
Well, what we're looking at here, when we're comparing it looks like about the top 10 large cap cryptocurrencies. Down at number at the bottom is actually this is the large cap indicators. So you've got Bitcoin, you got the S&P 500, you got the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you've got silver, you got Ethereum, you got Ripple, you got Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Binance. Okay, so I don't know if everybody can see that one line. It completely dominates this chart, and it shows what 174% increase. That purple number up at the top on the right, that's Binance. That's how much they've grown over the last year, or just this year. I'm sorry, just this year. Okay, and then the next closest one is Ripple, which is at 378%. And then you got 182% with Ethereum, 102% with is that Litecoin? No, these color indicators are strange. Yeah, I think it's Litecoin. But anyways, it just shows, when you look at the The Dow Jones is, well, it must be like -5% or something like that, or maybe a little bit higher. It's just in comparison, it doesn't even compare to the cryptocurrencies. And Binance just completely blows the scale up. You can't even hardly tell what the other ones are. They all blend together because Binance is just taken off so much. Go to the next chart.
Next chart, please. What do we got here, man? So this is comparing BTC yield to date price or year to date price performance with S&P 500 gold, Dow Jones, and crude oil and silver.
Yeah. So here you have, your primary traditional assets, and you got Bitcoin at 102%, and the next closest is what's CL?
Is that
crude oil?
Yeah, that's got to be crude. It's 59.77.
Yeah, the next one's crude oil. That's why our gas prices have gone up as well. Then the next closest at 9% is the Dow Jones, and then 4% with silver, and -7% with gold since the first of the year.
Right.
So which asset class do you think you'd want to be in?
The one that most people don't know about. That's why we're here, Crash, informing.
Yep.
So we are going to continue to do this, folks, until we get through this stage, right?
Yep, and we're going to get better and better and better, and we're going to start really narrowing down the data and the trying to get as much impactful information to you as we can.
Yeah, and
go ahead. Do you want to talk about Ripple a little bit?
Well, I mean, it's exploding right now. It was very oversold. I think this SEC case is borderline a hoax, and it was really designed to slow down everything. They've controlled. I think this market would be completely different if XRP was taking off, but they're not stopping it. They came out yesterday, the SEC, and said, "Yeah, we're behind the eight ball with regulation. We discovered." What? What are you guys doing, man? What are you doing? They're not doing is protecting investors.
Right, and government just moves way too slow.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the biggest use cases for blockchain is in government, to be able to make things move quickly and more efficiently and more cost effective. And they're not doing it.
No, they have to figure out, and they're slowing stuff down because they have to figure out their ways that they're going to manipulate and control people with money. They still want to do that. They have to do that. And that's what this is about. So they're going to slow it down. But you know what? Technology, it doesn't really get slowed down, as we're seeing. It's going
to be a battle between decentralized and centralized digital assets.
Yep. And we know what's going to win. So just, you know what, people? Enjoy the ride. All I can say is wake up. You got to wake up and engage with this stuff before you just simply get left behind. Don't say we didn't try and help. So.
I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of those.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys have been on the air for 4 years. I never heard of you before. You never told me this stuff before. One that I'm interested in right now, one coin that I'm kind of, I don't know, just in my belly, I feel like might be a good time to move into it is Bitcoin Cash.
Bitcoin Cash. What's that one doing? 643.
It's only up. Year to date, it's only up 154%.
Yeah, I don't.
You know why? It's being. I think it's going to be adopted more and more for peer-to-peer, instant money exchanges.
Might be. My thing is, man, there's a lot of that at some point.
I know, but it's Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin Cash, and it's a hard fork off of the Bitcoin. It has all the benefits of Bitcoin, but it's faster transaction time. It's seconds.
Right.
So
The other thing with that, though,
be used retail wise. If you look at the retailers that are out there that are using and allowing cryptocurrency, most of them also allow Bitcoin Cash is on the docket as a usable, viable token.
the thing is with that, my issue with that is to do that involves selling it and getting rid of it. And in this environment, why on earth do you want to sell? And what are you getting into then? And if you're spending it, isn't the first thing you're going to spend fiat? I don't know.
No, I think we're going to be spending actual cryptocurrencies. I know in Antigua, down in the Caribbean,
Yeah.
you can virtually go to the store. You can go to almost any merchant in Antigua and pay with Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, because it's
without
not
it going into a U.S. currency.
But in the U.S., they're not ever allowing that. I'm convinced of it. I don't think they'll allow it. I mean, that's the battle. They're making you flip it into fiat before you spend it. That's what they're doing. That's what Visa's doing. That's what all these cards are doing. Got to go to fiat first. You don't even know you're doing it, but you're doing it in the U.S.
I just bought airline tickets to Miami with Crow Coin.
Yeah. Anyways, Crash, this show's coming to an end, man. What else you got to say? We got to roll out of here.
I love our viewers. I love the comments. And we want to hear and learn everything we can from you guys as well. So please comment and share our video or our podcast with your friends. And let's build a community together.
It's the best way to support us, people. Hit the like, subscribe, throw a comment in. That's huge for us. We want to grow our audience so we can help more people. So help us do it if you think of it. And wake up. Just wake up.
Oh, the people are listening here. I'm sure they're awake.
Yeah, it's probably calling the kettle black, right?
Yeah. So, all right, let's call it a day.
See ya. Crash.
Right, bye-bye.
We're done. Hey, Crash, where were you, man? I mean, what happened?
Dude, I was fishing.
I mean, you shut down the show for a week, bro.
Hey, when you got an opportunity to fish, you fish.
What'd you catch, man?
Oh, man, I caught shark. I caught whitefish, or a ladyfish, bluefish. I caught
How many
mackerel.
guppies did you
I
catch?
caught snook. I caught trout. It was unbelievable.
Well, we're glad to have you back anyways. What's a month without a brief Crash hiatus anyways?
Right.
When you think about it.
Yeah, May is going to be difficult too, but I think I got a new system here where it's going to work. It's going to be a little easier to connect,
Cool.
even when I'm remote.
We're gonna get you on location, and then you come back, and then you hit us with this killer chart service. So it's like, man, how can we not love you, man?
Well,
it's tough. It's tough.
Givers get, my man. Givers get.
Givers get. All right. Well, we'll catch you in the next rally, man.
All right. Yeah. Can you just keep working on your tech, please?